Everybody's on? Rolling?
Yep.
I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Bogota Board of Education for Tuesday, January 21st. I'm sorry, 21st, 2025. Please stand for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Bogota Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Bogota Borough Hall, communicated by letter to the record, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Bogota, and posted on the Bogota Board of Education website. Irfan?
Mr. Alcalde,
Present.
Mrs. Alvarez,
Present.
Mr. Alvarez,
Present.
Mr. Chavez,
Present.
Mrs. Cruz,
Present.
Mr. Navarro,
Present.
Mrs. Olivo,
Present.
Ms. Rackett,
Present.
Mr. Miranda.
Present.
We have the quorum.
Also present, we have Superintendent Damian Kennedy, Board Attorney Drew Krause, that's remember like the School Business Administrator, Board Secretary Irfan Efsil, Assistant Board Secretary Elizabeth Ruiz, and we have no student representative tonight. I'd like to open the floor hearing on the citizen remarks. Do I have a motion to move? Motion. Do I have a second?
Second. Alcalde.
Alcalde, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any member, please state your name. You have 5 minutes. Do we have anybody in the public? Nope. Do I have a motion to close citizen remarks?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Rocket for a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, moving on to superintendent's report. Mr. Kennedy? Would you like me to call the auditor?
So just a couple of things. One, we will be hosting a town hall meeting in February to review the redistricting plan. And that date will be going out next week. I wanted to meet with our administration team. I'm going to be meeting with the teachers at the end of this month to review it because they have a lot of questions and concern, but we have a plan in place. So we are moving forward with that. So again, in February, we will be having a redistricting meeting. I will do it virtual so anyone can log in to make it easier for them. And then next up, we have our auditor, Mr. Wilcox, is going to come up and give us the state of the union for financials.
State of the Union address.
You gotta talk to the mic.
There you go, Steve.
Oh, it's on. I do some of my best work with the microphone. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here tonight to report on our June 30th, 2024 audit of the Bogota Board of Education. Very happy to tell you and the public that for the year ended June 30, 2024, we've again issued an unqualified, clean opinion on the financial statements of the district. I'm even more pleased to report that in our management report, we had 0 findings for the district, neither financial nor compliance issues. I'd like to thank and congratulate Irfan and thank the superintendent as well for all the help they give us when we come in and disrupt their daily operations, trying to do what we need to do when we're here doing the audit. The year ended 24 went well. The district had a good year. In fact, the district was able to set aside $600,000 out of its operations from 23-24 to be used in the 25-26 budget to be able to pay for certain one-time expenses that the district will incur relative to a number of the referendum projects that furniture and things of that nature, so that there's no impact to the operating budget or the tax levy in order to deal with those one-time costs. And with that, I ask any board members if anybody had any questions.
Anyone? Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
That was quick.
I love it when it's fast. No issue.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
You too. For the record, our student representative, Joanna Morales, welcome.
Apologize for the late.
It's okay.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to share some updates and highlights from our school community, as well as accomplishments that reflect the hard work and dedication of our students, teachers, and staff. So our wrestling, basketball, and bowling teams have shown great determination and skill this season. The athletes have been working tirelessly in practice, and their dedication is starting to pay off. We look forward to seeing how they continue to perform as the season progresses. And then the mock trial team, only 3 years old, has already achieved significant success. This year, the team advances to the second round of competition, which is a huge accomplishment. Their growth and performance are a testament to their commitment and the hard work of their coaches. The chess club is hosting its annual tournament in just a few days, which is always an exciting event. The tournament will feature participation from both students and teachers, creating a unique and engaging atmosphere for everyone involved. Mr. Friedman's English classes have been diving into Shakespearean plays, and the students are putting on reenactments of King Lear and Macbeth. The environmental club is also busy working on a script for the morning announcements aimed at promoting recycling and sustainability through the school. Their efforts are a vital part of our ongoing commitment to environmental awareness. And the yearbook team is making excellent progress on the class of 2025 yearbook. The students involved are putting in countless hours to ensure that the yearbook will be a memorable keepsake for all our seniors. The drama club is already hard at work on this year's spring musical, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The cast and crew have been rehearsing diligently, and the level of dedication is evident in every rehearsal. And then lately, Bergen Community College recently visited our school to assist seniors with the enrollment process for the upcoming academic year. In conclusion, it's clear that our students are engaging in a wide variety of extracurricular activities. The dedication of both students and staff continues to make our school community a vibrant and inspiring place to learn. So thank you for your time and continued support.
Thank you very much.
I have a question. Joanna, do you write that yourself?
I was just about to say that.
Excellent use of vocabulary.
Thank you.
Excellent use of vocabulary.
Not only that, she holds 3 positions. I know she's treasurer of student council, president environmental committee, right? And there's one more, National Honor Society, right? So secretary, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
So I just want you to say though, that to write stuff, you have to gather information from a lot of people who are not necessarily in tune with your same habits. So the fact that you get that, it's almost like you demand it for everybody. Tell me what's happening, because I'm going up to that meeting, so I applaud you big time. I really do. I'm really impressed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just coming up here, right? That's really cool.
I think we should expand a little bit more on the mock, so.
So before I go into that, I do wanna thank my previous VP and Jose Chavez, because a lot of this financial, or BC Rocket and Jose Chavez, a lot of this financial pieces come together from a lot of sit down, a lot of discussions. Sometimes I kind of miss her the last few days, but I used to talk to her about 8:15 every morning for about an hour. BC and Jose will come and sign the bills. So when you sign bills and you do things on time and it's all falling into place on time, well, then the office gets to do their job. But that's just a little piece. Our funds detailed to finances are impeccable. Today we learned a little bit of what it takes, how deep it gets, and it doesn't seem, they basically, so what the reference was, most school boards you have a finding because they're, we're human. So what I think he tried to say is that Irfan is unhuman. Because when he talked about all the little details, I mean, take a moment and look at this, so you appreciate what this board is on track to do. And to Irfan's point, he makes a very, humble way of saying things, the support of the boss and the board office and the board is how I get here, and that's true, but kudos to Irfan again. It's good, and when you dive into this, and you look at the amount of dollars.
I don't know if it's just good, it's crazy good.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
No, it really is,
I
it
agree.
really is, and I
It's a
just-
couple years in a row now.
Yeah, exactly, we haven't missed, Irfan, we haven't missed.
Yeah, it's more than two. It's
Well,
been
yeah,
stretch.
it's been couple, and I will say that, yeah, it's not like, lucky first go around, it's been a couple. But when you see our capital and you see our numbers and our dollars, I don't think we've seen it before in Bogota. And I wanna go and say that at the same time, we've accomplished so much more. So we finished more, we accomplished more than Bogota's probably ever seen. We're paving through, and this really says it, right? Because usually when you can accomplish a lot and you're expected to have downfalls, and you say, well, guess what? So what? I got across and I gave you all of this, but we can say we did this, this, and that. And that's kudos to this team and the board and those, there's specific people in the board that have to do specific things and come in all the time and talk all the time. And then there's committees, right? But there's little specific details. And I personally, from a presidential standpoint, I want to thank you, those who you, because I couldn't have done it on my own and it just couldn't happen. So I do want to thank you for always backing it up. That was that. I just want to leave that with all of the good stuff, there's going to be complaints about some of our projects and some of the little things that are going on. And, I got a real nasty message the other day about how we destroyed beautiful park. And I just don't know what image of Bogota they were looking at. So as a resident, you have entitled, but I got a personalized message. And if I read it to you, he basically said, we're a bunch of
You have to finish that.
losers in some way, shape or form. I will say though, there's gonna be some of that.
That's okay.
That's okay, because what we've done, it's demonstrated on the books. I will say also from a health standpoint of our team here is, don't pay mind, let's keep going, let's keep doing, because the greater good is at the end of the tunnel, all right? I'll leave that with that. I do have to make some committee changes, Kennedy. I want to put that on record. There's a few people that want to move around. That's what the committees are for, and you guys work on your schedule, because it goes back to the previous statements. You are all here volunteering, so we can move things around when we have to, all right? And I'm golden with that. That's good for me. Anybody else?
Adriana.
You're good, Kennedy? Oh, Adriana, that's right.
I just wanted to say that the mock trial kids, this is their second year competing. They made it to the mock trial playoffs, which is like the third trial. They beat out like, I think it's 58 or 60 other schools. They're in the top 16 of the county.
Woo!
And these kids have been practicing Saturdays after school. And I want to give them a hand of
Big round.
applause because they have worked very hard for this. And if anyone's interested, the trial is Monday, the 27th at the Hackensack Courthouse.
Nice. Are you hiring any future attorneys? We got a bunch coming up the pipeline.
I already have one that I'm working to get as an intern in our office at some
Really
point.
coming up. All right, we have no policy this evening. Oh, actually, I apologize. 4-3, which is, the approval of the, minutes for December 17th. Roll call, Irfan.
Anybody moved for?
Oh, do I have a motion to move
Olivo.
4-3?
Olivo?
Olivo, second.
Alvarez?
Any discussion? Irfan?
Ms. Alcalde,
Yes.
Mrs. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez.
Yes.
Mr. Chavez,
Record, I was not here, but I did read the minutes and I saw the meeting, so I agree, yes.
yes. All right. Mrs. Cruz,
Yes.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
Mrs. Olivo,
Yes.
Ms. Rackett,
Yes.
Mr. Miranda.
Wasn't present, also watched the meeting. We move.
Motion carried.
Urban, the order has to change. Jose needs to come right before Miranda.
Oh, yeah.
And I said that last week.
He is human.
He is human.
Don't care. Let it find that.
There, yes. Not the money.
It's not money, he pushes.
Yes.
He didn't see numbers on it.
He said, yeah, he looked at Lizzie. You saw that, Lizzie? All right, we're good there?
Yep.
Okay, do we have to re-roll call or we're good?
No, you're
No,
good.
We're
It's
good
just
with it?
moving forward.
right.
It should be
So
next to that.
there's no policy, moving to 610, education section, which is approved for agenda items 6-1 through 6-9. Do I have a motion to move 610? Motion. Thank you, Chavez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Rocket, any board discussion? Roll call, Irfan.
Ms. Alcalde,
I abstain from 6.1, the field trip to the courthouse, just because I'm involved with that, but I agree with everything else. So it's a yes. for me.
Mrs. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez.
I have to abstain from 6.2, but yes to all the rest.
Thank you. Mrs. Cruz,
Yes.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
Mrs. Oliva, Ms. Rackett,
Yes.
Mr. Chavez,
Yes.
Mr. Miranda.
Yes,
Motion carried.
we got it right this time, right? Moving 7-5, I'm sorry, we're at 7-5 personnel section, approve agenda items 7-1 through 7-4. Do I have a motion to move 7-5?
Motion.
Okay, hold me out here. That was Rocket and Chavez for a second,
I
no?
never said a word. Navarro
fine.
and Chavez.
Who was it?
Navarro and Chavez.
Okay, so Chavez
I
and
was like,
Navarro for
never
a
said
second. I heard it right here, so. Any discussion? Roll call, Irfan.
Just for
For 7-1 and 7-2, we are losing two teachers that have been a part of Pagoda for a long time, two
that's
very
true.
good teachers, so we did want to wish them good luck, Mrs. Ketchum and Mrs. Cohn. So Mrs. Cohn has been a staple in our English department, and our test scores in her grade have always been above the state average. And Ms. Ketchum as well has done a tremendous job down at Bixby for a long time, so they will be missed, but best of luck to them.
Enjoy your retirement. Truly deserved. Roll call, Irfan.
Ms. Alcalde,
Yes.
Mrs. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mr. Alvarez,
yes.
Mrs. Cruz,
Yes.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
Mrs. Oliva,
Yes.
Mrs. Rackett,
Yes.
Mr. Chavez,
Yes.
Mr. Miranda.
Yes, I
Motion carried.
was gonna say, please don't go. Moving on to 8-8, resolution, 8A in the finance section, which is approval of agenda items 8-1 through 8-7. Do I have a motion to move 8-8?
Motion?
Chavez, do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Ruckin, see, now I gotta look up. Any discussion? Roll call, Irfan.
Ms. Alcalde,
Yes.
Mrs. Alvarez, Mr. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mrs. Cruz,
Yes.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
Mrs. Oliva, Mrs. Rackett,
Yes.
Mr. Chavez,
Yes.
Mr. Miranda.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Perfect. Moving on to 9-5, buildings and grounds, which is the approval of agenda items 9-1 through 9-4. Do I have a motion to move 9-5?
Alvarez,
Alvarez, Mr. Alvarez, do I have a second?
Second about.
Navarro, any board discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Alcalde,
Yes.
Mrs. Alvarez, Mr. Alvarez,
yes.
Mrs. Cruz,
Yes.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
Mrs. Oliva,
Yes.
Mrs. Rackett,
Yes.
Mr. Chavez,
Yes.
Mr. Miranda.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to committee reports. Is there any committee reports this evening?
Yes, the uniform committee met, I don't even remember what day it is because they're all running together, but we met, we discussed, we revisited our discussion with the student who brought some suggestions around uniforms to us. We also began discussing what we could potentially do with redistricting and how we could, what all could we do and how could we make it as least painful for everyone as possible. So more to come on that.
Thank you, Ms. Ruckin.
Finance committee, we just got together. Obviously, I want to reiterate what everyone is saying. I want to congratulate Mr. Irfan, Superintendent Kennedy, and obviously everyone who works on the board, which they are tremendous at what they do.
I was gonna say, we often don't mention Mr. Chang around money, but we should.
Yes.
Yep.
And, you know, Irfin does a fantastic job, but the Queenies have to come in order for him to be able to work with them. And
Absolutely.
Mr.
Right.
Chang does an
Right.
amazing job.
It's a great team that we have up here and we want to thank. So thank you very much for all you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing like just multiple years in a row to have a financial report that, you know, just perfect, basically. What do you say? Nothing on the managerial side, nothing on the other part of it, but like just a perfect record. And there was a surplus, in fact, that we were able to roll over into this year is incredible. So great job, guys.
So just on that, I think we should shout out, I mean, Irfin, obviously, and he likes to give credit too, but everyone in the business department. I mean,
Mhm.
right now, we've been together, my office and central office has been together for over 7 years, which is a record. And it's all the same people, and that's why Irfin has them working a certain type of way. And then our relationship is working a certain type of way. And then obviously the board and central office, we're just all working together and we're seeing that come together. So I would like to definitely shout out the business office though, because they do a very good job. And Irf is leading them to do that job.
And Lizzie.
And
Right, Lizzie?
Absolutely.
To make sure we sign everything.
Always on top of it.
Yep. And with little post-its, just, you don't forget. No, it's good. You know, I guess I'm gonna close old business, move 12-1 new business, just a statement. There's been some people upset, like if they've never heard about this redistricting. It's happening. We know why it's happening. We're trying to find better ways to make it happen as smooth as possible, but it's gonna happen. It's a plan we were set out to do. If it wasn't gonna be set out, we wouldn't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on new bathrooms that we had to build and put together. So at the end of the day, it has to happen. I mean, as small of a town that we are, we can't serve same grades in 2 different buildings. It really is not logical. I mean, it's like paying 2 assurances, 2 mechanics for the same thing, right? So I think we're doing the right thing. Let's not get discouraged and keep moving it forward. I've heard a lot of people say, when did this happen? It's only been in the conversation for 3 years. And it had QR codes, it had Instagram following. So it's used every media outlet possible to deliver the messaging for approval, and it got passed, right? So we're good to go. Don't get discouraged. Moving on to 13-1, which is opening the floor of hearing of the public. Do I have a motion to move 13-1?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any board discussion? All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Anybody who'd like to come up, please state your name. You have 5 minutes. So many people out there. Do I have a motion to move, to close hearing
Motion.
of citizens? Motion,
Alvarez.
BC second,
Alvarez.
Mr. Alvarez, all in favor?
Aye.
Any, okay, no. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
There we go. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. There, no opposed. I'm joking. Have a good night, everyone.